Okay, we're back up. Second video here. Let's make sure this, for some reason, I have trouble with this third-party site once in a while. It's a lot of clicking, and it's not as user-friendly. Yeah, we got hashtags took that time on Twitter. Want to make sure it reaches as many people as possible. So we're going over the schedule here. We're going to follow these teams. If I can see the TV, we're going to try to kind of guess on wins for these teams going forward. Wrote down, what do we do? 5, 9, 13. I wrote down 17 teams. So we got over half of them here that we're kind of definitely want to do some work on this summer. I've already sent out 3 or 4 to subscribers in the last few weeks. So I played a few a little early. I usually don't play win totals that early, but changing things up a little bit this year, and we're going to see how it goes. Looks like they're talking about the Broncos now. I have no clue what's going on with Denver, so that's not a team we're going to be too interested in. They could go either way. I have no idea what's going to happen with Russell Wilson. You think he's going to bounce back, but man, he looked bad. That team looked bad. But Sean Payton, hopefully, for their sakes, it makes a difference there. But I don't know. They'll be better than what they were, but I'm not sure they're going to contend for the division or not. Worst to first in their division, the Browns. I don't know about that. I'm not sure how well coached the Browns are. It looked like they really relied a lot on Jacoby Brissett last year to pass the ball when they had those running backs, where I thought they should have been feeding those backs and trying to kind of save face until Deshaun Watson got back. I really thought they'd be in the playoff race when Watson came back, but they were not. And I didn't think they did a very good job calling plays and just managing that team with what they had, waiting for Watson to get back. So I don't have a ton of confidence. I definitely don't think they're going to win that division. I think Pittsburgh's going to be greatly improved. Baltimore will be good if they stay healthy. Cincinnati, as good as anybody in that division. So I don't see that worst to first prediction that Maurice Jones-Drew had for the Browns. Yeah, Eagles at New England, Minnesota, Tampa, Washington, at the Rams, at the Jets, Miami, Washington. I can't see the versus and at very well. Dallas, Kansas City, Buffalo. So you see what? 1? I don't know. I think their total was 10.5. So they got to go 11-6. Let's pull up they won't have the schedules up online yet, I don't think. Cincinnati's got a tough division. It's going to be a tough division. Pittsburgh is going to be improved. I said it last year watching them, and they looked like they were trending towards a playoff team this year. So adding Rodgers to that mix in the AFC adds another team probably to the playoffs. So, but I thought Kenny Pickett last year, he turned the ball over less as the season went on. They've got a run game back. Pittsburgh's run game has been non-existent since Le'Veon Bell left 4 or 5 years ago. And they've looked like they've got a run game again, and that's huge. So I think Pittsburgh's got a chance to be a pretty good team, I think. No idea about the 49ers right now. Don't even know if they're going to have a quarterback week 1. So yeah, no idea about the Niners right now. They got everything but a quarterback, and Purdy looked like maybe he's going to be something, but we don't even know if he's going to be available as the season opens up. So I think Jacksonville's going to be good, and then in that division, even that helps even more. They're trending upwards. We've already sent out a couple futures on them already. Their schedule: Indy, Kansas City, Houston. Who are they playing? Man, I missed that. Miami, another team coming up. No idea about them. Rodgers did finally get a haircut, so that's good. Looking at that, whatever the hell he had going on the last couple years, looks like an adult again. All right, another commercial. So let's look at the Reds won today in baseball. Minnesota won. Kansas City won. So we've just got Rays are up 1-0. So we've got San Francisco and Arizona later on. We've got Texas at Oakland later on. Hockey. Yeah, computer model 4. I think it's won 12 straight totals plays. It's been huge. It's just playing out of its mind. I believe it had. I think it had the. It had the over. I had 5.5 the total for both games tonight. It had the over in both of those games, I believe, tonight. I'll double check. I pull that up. So we're watching that. See if it can continue that hot streak. Yeah, over 5.5 for New Jersey, Carolina, over 5.5 for Seattle and Dallas later on. And New Jersey's up 2-1 right now, nearing the second intermission. So we still need 3 goals for that to hit. So that's going to be close. They probably need another goal here before this second intermission. We'll keep an eye on that. See if model number 4 can keep the streak alive in the NHL totals. The sandwich makers at Jimmy John's bring you the new irresistible decade fudge chocolate brownie. Back here. Probably should have DVR'd this and watched it so we could have fast forwarded to the commercials and gone over it. Let's take a look at the NBA, see if Boston's got back in this or not. I haven't watched much of the playoffs, NBA. I don't need to turn the NBA game on until the fourth quarter. Boston's up 16, so they've come out ready to go so far. So trying to get this to 7. I know a lot of talk. I got a kick out of watching the NBA TNT clip from last night with Charles Barkley and Shaq laughing over Anthony Davis leaving the court on the wheelchair. I laughed. I was laughing. I got caught up laughing at them. They were going at it pretty good. I didn't see I saw just a little snippet of what happened, the hit he took. It didn't look like he needed to leave on a wheelchair, but that's today's NBA, today's athlete. They don't make them like they used to. Here we go. Browns. Wow. A lot of filler here. Might have to switch over to the ESPN broadcast here in a minute and see if it's any. I don't know. This is kind of a little bit drawn out. Yeah, NFL schedule. They took a change it up this year. Now teams can play. I think they can flex Thursday night game to into Thursday night, so teams can play 2 Thursday night games. I don't like that. I don't like the Thursday night games in general, but they talk about player safety, and they seem to do a lot of things that contradict that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give ESPN a try here. This is too drawn out. ESPN. Oh, it's ESPN 2. That's the playoffs. ESPN 2. There we go. Dolphins schedule up right now. Out of division, they've got the Chargers, Broncos, Giants, Panthers, Chiefs, Eagles, Raiders, Commanders, Cowboys, Ravens. That's not an easy schedule. What do we have for the Jets here? We already sent the Jets out. Yeah, we've already been over the Jets. I think it was 9.5. We're talking about the Dolphins. Dolphins are 9.5. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about 9.5 with that schedule for Miami. Is Tua going to play an entire season? What are the odds of that? Let's take a little notes here for Miami about things we want to look for. Tua. Yeah, 9.5. I don't know about that. That's we need to double check. I don't remember what the juice was on the over or on the under there. No, it's even money on the over and minus 120 on under 9.5. So 9 and 8. Boy, it sure seems like that might be something we look at here going forward. Is Miami under? I don't know. I'll take a little bit deeper look at that roster at quarterback, and I don't expect Tua to play a whole year after the way last year went. This is the best crew ESPN could get to cover this? Wow. Let's go back here and check on this hockey game. Do they get a... Yeah, okay, we had another goal before the second intermission, so we're at 2-2, 4. So the model 4 had the over 5.5, so we're 2 goals away. We're right now right on average. So trying to extend that win streak for model number 4 on those NHL totals. I invented that on the jet ski. Instead of doing donuts on the water like the other guys, I do triangles. Like Doritos, chips, and pizza. Then it hit me. Doritos and Papa John's. You're welcome, world. Enough of it. The Doritos Cool Ranch Papa Pizza. I did that. Yeah. All right. NFL Network. Probably same time. They're probably both at commercial. Nope. He's still talking to Al Michaels. Geez, how old is Al Michaels? He doesn't look a day older than what he did 20 years ago. He's got to be 75, doesn't he? How old is Al Michaels? 78 years old. Wow. He does not look 78 years old. Prime Video slate. See where the Colts are at on here. The Bears are at the Commanders week 5. They played on Thursday night last year. Panthers at Bears. Oh, yeah, I remember. That's right. They're not every team has to play on Thursday this year because of the two teams. The Colts don't have a Thursday night game. I don't know. I don't like that.
For me, I think that is a great opportunity just by the league and Amazon to put that game there. Because how many times have we been sitting in Thanksgiving? Boom. And it's just like, where's the football? That Thursday was awesome. Then Friday, it's kind of like, there's nothing there. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? That is a prime situation for us to have a game there, a great game, to get there going. I mean,
Yeah.
about the Jets out there, Rodgers, all they've done in free agency and the draft.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that how interesting the Dolphins are going to be, but yeah, I think we're gonna look at that. We're gonna look hard at that Miami under 9.5, 9 and 8. I think. What is he doing? Oh, okay. Agree. Let's see how many wins we got here. Patriots, we'll say they split in the division. I'll say they'll beat Denver. They're going to lose to the Giants. Beat Carolina. So there's 2, 3. Beat Washington. 3. Beat the Titans. 4. Lose to Dallas. Lose to Baltimore. And then they get 3 wins in the division. I think Miami's an under. I really do. Like I said, I haven't studied their roster yet, but just on the surface, I think Miami is an under 9.5 as of right now. That's definitely started on my list to focus on here in the next several days. And when I do these, when I break down these schedules, I always start. You can always change it as you go, but the first time I go through it, I'm always assuming they're going to finish a split in their division, and then see where we end up with the non-division opponents, and then we tweak it from there. So you kind of get an idea. There's a lot of parity in the league. I think any team's able to beat any team on a given Sunday. So you just, some of these teams, the Eagles are not going to split with every team in their division, but you go from there and then tweak it, come back and tweak it, see where you end up. ESPN2. We're going over the Eagles schedule on ESPN2. Tampa, New England. First 3 games at New England, Minnesota, at Tampa. They should have at least 2 wins there. Next 3, Washington, at the Rams, at the Jets. I'd say 2 more wins there. That's 4. Let's see if I can pause this live. Yeah. At the Dolphins, Commanders, Cowboys. That's 2 more wins. We're at 6. Chiefs, Bills, Niners. They could lose all 3 of those. I'm going to say let's just say worst case scenario. Let's say they only win 1 there. So that's 7. Dallas, Seattle, New York. We'll say they win 2 of those. That's 9. And then you got the Cardinals, and then you got the Giants at the end. There's 10. Their total is what? 10.5. Patriots. They could easily win the first 3. That's a home game with Minnesota. They're probably going to be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. They're probably going to be 5-0 going into the Jets game. They should win the Jets game. That's 6. Should beat the Dolphins 7. Commanders 8. Dallas. You say they split with Dallas, so That would be 9. Let's say they win the home version. 9 at Kansas City. Let's say they lose that one. Bills at home. Bills in Philadelphia. Yeah, I think I like Philly's over of 10.5 too. We'll take a look. That's another thing we'll note, and we'll be looking at in the next few days that we're leaning towards the over right now for Philadelphia. They could get 11 wins with that schedule. They could get they very reasonably could be 5-0 going into that Jets game week 6. So I'm a few seconds behind here after the pause. I'm on ESPN2 now. I'm just going to flip back and forth between these commercials when one of them's on commercial. Yeah, I think Philadelphia over 10.5 is something we need to focus on. Maybe we'll try to get there with a play with it here in sometime next week. Yeah, Minnesota's another team. You just don't know. I think in that division, I think my least favorite team to win the division is Green Bay. I don't think Green Bay is going to be particularly good. NFL expert Mina Kimes. I always like to look to her for my football information on ESPN2. Yeah, I think ESPN's doing a better job of covering this than NFL Network. Yeah, I think Philly's in a good spot to go over. What was the number on that? Philly 9 or 10.5. What was the price? This is an alphabetical order on DraftKings. Philly minus, that's juice. That's minus 150. Let's see. Let's look at the Dallas Cowboys at the Giants, Jets, Cardinals. There's 2. Patriots 3. We'll say they lose at 49ers. They'll say they lose at Chargers. Win versus Rams 4. Lose at Eagles. Win at home versus Giants 5. Win at Panthers 6. Win versus Commanders 7. Seahawks will be interesting. The win at home versus the Eagles split there. That's 8. And I missed the last 2 games here. See if I can go back. And we got the Bills at the Bills. They're going to probably lose that one. At the Dolphins, they may win that. I think we got them at 9. Lions, they probably beat the Lions 10. They're at 9.5. They're going to be interesting too. That 9.5. Let's see where we're at on the price for the 9.5. They're at minus 130. We're going to look at that one too. We're going to lean toward an over with Dallas. Carolina's going to be better. I think they'll be competitive. So that at Carolina game could be an interesting one. That'll be later in the years. They've had a little time to get things together with their new team. Yeah, Dallas is going to be interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that over as well. And I'm using DraftKings right now. I need to compare with other books and see if we can get a 9 out there. Probably not, but I think right now, just looking at it without going deep into it, I think 10 is there. I think you can get to 10. So over 9.5. You split. Just split with your division. Don't make it too hard. Give them the losses. That'll average out. Give them a loss on the road. Cardinals will not be very good. Patriots will be competitive, but they're not going to get over the hump, I don't think. Yep. Where's San Francisco at in week 6? Are they healthy? Or week 5? Are they healthy? Is Purdy back? Is Purdy even the real deal? 49ers are going to be interesting. Chargers are a dark horse. Yeah. Should be. Seahawks, that's a tough one. Yeah. I don't know about the loss against the Dolphins. I don't know about that one. I don't know about the loss against the Lions either. That's a toss-up. So he's still got the 10. So I think that's probably the way to go on Dallas. And I'll do some work on that this weekend. We'll go back over and refresh my memory on their additions and subtractions to their roster. Won't be any futures bets on them to get to the Super Bowl. I can tell you that. Don't see that happening. What is this? DeAndre Ayton for the Suns out with a bruised rib. My God, Kevin McHale played on a broken ankle for most of the season and in the playoffs. These guys are something else. The NBA's got a problem with these players. They are not a tough group of people. Giants, they're going to be another one I've got to refresh myself with. I believe they added Waller from the Raiders if he can stay healthy. See, Cowboys, home win, we'll say they win that one, win at Arizona, lose at San Francisco. So let's just go with the win. I'm going to say a home win. No, I'm going to give I don't know about Seattle. We'll skip Seattle there. At Dolphins, they might win that one. 4 Commanders. Lose. I'll have to look at that one again. I'm not quick enough going through there. I need to pause when the schedule comes up. Let me go back and do that again. Pause it when their schedule's up there. There we go. Okay. So Cowboys win. Cardinals win. That's 2. I'll say they lose at San Francisco. We'll give them a win at home versus Seattle. 3. I think that'll be close, though. At the Dolphins and at the Bills. We'll say they win 1. They're probably not going to win at the Bills, but we'll say they win 1 of those, so that's 4. You got the block of Commanders, Jets, and Raiders. They could lose 2 of those. They could win 2 of those. Let's say they lose 2 of them. 2 of them are home games, so let's say they win 2. Maybe they sneak past the Raiders there. So that gives them 6. At Dallas, they'll lose that one. At the Commanders, they may split with Washington. Let's say that they're still at 6. Patriots at home, that's 7. Green Bay, I don't think Green Bay is very good. Monday Night Football, 8. At New Orleans, don't know what New Orleans is going to have. They weren't horrible last year. They just didn't have a quarterback. So I don't know if they've got a quarterback now with Derek Carr. So that's close. They're going to lose at Philadelphia. We got them at 7 with a kind of abstain from the Saints and another game. 7. Rams, home win. We'll take that. 8. Week 18, you got 8 wins. What's their win total? 8.5. You got 8 wins in week 18 and week 17, and you got the Eagles. Are the Eagles sitting players? Do the Giants need a win to get in? Are the Eagles already clinched and home field, and they don't need that game for anything? That's a very real possibility, which would give the Giants a home win with 9. And we've abstained, like I said, from a couple games. So I think Giants over 8.5. Like I said, we need to go a little deeper into that schedule and see exactly, get a refresher on moves that they've made to that roster. I know they added Darren Waller. Go back and see what they needed to improve on from last year, looking at the stats. But I'd lean the over there for the Giants, 8.5. I thought that number was low when I looked at it without even really paying attention to the schedule or focus on the schedule. I thought that was low. It looks like they're going to talk to Andy Reid next. I'm going to fast forward to get that live. And if they're talking to Andy Reid, I'm going to go to NFL Network and see if we can get their coverage. Try to feed off of both of them here. I don't really care to listen to Andy Reid talk. Okay, so let's go to NFL Network and see what they're doing. Okay. Green Bay. Let's see if they're going to throw their schedule up here. Yes. Will the Jags win at least 11? 11-6. I could see it happening. Their over-under's 10. Broncos to win at least 9 games. Over-under 8. Ugh, that's tough. I have no idea what's going to happen with Denver. Bears or Panthers to win more games? New England over 7.5? Probably. I have to look at their schedule, though. But Colts over under 6.5. Their Colts are a wild card, too. No idea what's going to happen with Anthony Richardson. And I think it's going to be fun to watch, but I think it's going to be some down moments too. Boy, they got Andy Reid on both of them. Wow. We can't get away from Andy Reid here. All right. It's a hockey game is at the second intermission. New Jersey and Carolina tied at 2, so we need 2 more goals for that over to hit for model number 4 for it to, I think, win 13 in a row. I think it's 15-1 its last 16 over under plays for NHL playoffs. Red hot. Let's check out the playoff game for the NBA. Boston's up 7 at the half, 50-43. Then you got Denver tonight at 10 o'clock trying to close out Phoenix. We got a future on Phoenix. I can't remember if we I'll have to go back and look at my list if I put a future on Denver as well. They had, I think when I was talking about futures, they were second or third on my list. They were plus 750. I believe on the Saturday broadcast, I think I had Milwaukee, Phoenix, and Denver, all 3 of them. If you bet all 3 of them, you'd have a profit of just one of them did win, and we left Boston off of that list. So Milwaukee's gone. Phoenix looking to be gone tonight. If they win tonight without Ayton, maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Players missing games because of bruised ribs. I don't know. Don't get it. All right. ESPN 2. So, on the list here to focus on, wrote down several. We got a lot of teams just looking at these numbers on DraftKings, the totals. Baltimore, we've bet Baltimore the last 2 or 3 years. We got burnt one year. They had, when their entire running back room, that was 2 years ago, I think they went down the last preseason game. They're 9.5. We're definitely going to look at trying to get an overplay there. That's minus 120. I have to look at their schedule. They are going to have a tough division, and you don't know if Lamar Jackson can stay healthy. We've got Dallas on our list, 9.5. We want to look at that here over the next few days to see if we can get an overplay on that. I liked them to get the 10 wins from what I've seen of the schedule. I need to go over the roster again. The Giants, 8.5. That looked like a low number. They threw the kitchen sink at Daniel Jones to keep him. I think New York can get to 9 wins, so I'll be doing some work on that one. No idea about Washington. I don't even need Washington. I need to look at them, but they do not need to really be on this list because they are one of those teams that really have no idea what they're going to do. I don't think we're not going to be looking to bet them. Bears 7.5. That's going to be another team that I just don't know. I have a feeling they're going to be better. Green Bay's going to be down. No idea about Minnesota. Detroit will be competitive. Will they be better? Will they improve on last season? I don't know. I don't like the move of getting rid of DeAndre Swift. So Bears will be tough. We'll have to look at that schedule, but I don't know that I really have a strong feeling. Detroit 9.5. 10-7. We'll have to look at that schedule. Vikings at 8.5. We'll have to look at that roster and see exactly what they've added and see how their schedules lines out. Eagles Definitely lean towards the Eagles at 10.5 over. Get to 11. Colts, no idea. We're probably not gonna have a play on the Colts. Jaguars at 10.5. I believe I've already sent a play out on the Jacksonville. We already sent out plays on the Jets, Packers, Steelers, season win totals, and I think maybe Jacksonville. I want to go back and I haven't looked at that list in a couple weeks. Seattle 8.5. That's another one. We don't know if Geno Smith's the real deal after all these years in the league, and then all of a sudden, I think he led the NFL in completion percentage last year, or right up there near the top. 8.5 off of that season last year. We have to look at that. You'd think they get to 9 wins, 9-8. Here's the Broncos schedule. I'm not going to watch the Broncos schedule too close because I have no idea what the Broncos are going to do. So I'm not going to even pause to try to break that down. No idea about them. Raiders, Commanders, at Dolphins, at Bears, first 4 weeks. Probably 2-2. Jets, Packers, Chiefs. Chiefs twice. They get the Chiefs out of the way after week 8. They're done with the Chiefs. There's 3 wins there. Bills, Vikings, Browns, Texans. Maybe 2 more wins there, 5. I don't know if they're going to get to 9 or not. Really don't know about Denver. Let's pause this one. The Chargers are a team of interest. What we got LA at here? 9.5. Dolphins win. At Tennessee win. That's 2. At Minnesota. At Minnesota and at the Raiders. Let's say they win one of those. 3. You got to buy early. Then you got 4 games. You got Dallas. So we're at 3 right now for the Chargers. You've got Dallas. You got at Kansas City. You got the Bears. You got at the Jets. I could see 2 or 3 wins there. Let's go low, and we'll say 2. We're going to get into week 10. You got Detroit at Green Bay, Baltimore at the Patriots. I'm going to give them 3 wins right there in that block. Maybe they don't get by Baltimore on Sunday night. Denver at the Raiders, Bills at the Broncos. We'll say they split the division. So we'll say they lose. So we're at 8. Broncos 8, 9. Split there. They're probably going to lose. And week 18, again, the Chiefs. So the Chiefs a couple games ahead of everybody and not playing anybody week 18. That's you gotta factor that in. So we got them at 8, and then that last 4 wins at 9. They should get the 10 wins. We've got them at 8 through week 14 or real close. They should get the 10. I would say the Chargers are a lean to the over as of right now too. Let's go and look and see what their number was. 9.5 minus 110. So they're near even money. So that's a pretty good bet for us there. So we're going to lean over on the Chargers. Now let's get caught up here. Fast forward through her talking. I don't want to listen to her talk. Week 1 lines. Is that coming up? Okay. That'll be interesting. I haven't looked too far ahead. Let's see if NFL Network's still talking to Andy Reid. NFL Network. They're talking about the Chiefs and Lions. So we'll get back to the ESPN2 coverage here in a second because I want to see what the week 1 lines are. Again, I haven't looked at them in a while. Okay. Yeah, you'd think Detroit can get the 10 wins this year, but man.
That's something that they put obviously later in the season. The Bengals are visiting on New Year's Eve, and then the Bills. You can't send the Bills back to back first opening assignments in someone else's building as they're raising the banner. So they put the Lions there, and the Chiefs, coming off of that big draft weekend as well. Yeah. We just run it back to the Chiefs. Well, I'll say this: I am excited about the Lions because they did take a running back 12 overall, and I appreciate you guys for that. So
Super Bowl champions, defending champions, 19-4 in week 1 since 2000. Wow. ESPN2. There we go. Boy,
gets on Aaron Rodgers' page. He just talked about the Devontae Adams connection. This is a favorite up top.
ESPN talked a lot about the Jets before Aaron Rodgers. Now they're going to talk about him all the time. When's the last time they won a playoff game?
Aaron gets a little bit of air off the ball, gives him time to go and adjust that. And Garrett Wilson gets to that. Here's another example that Devontae's up top right now. Again, another clip.
They said ESPN's radio division's hurting. That's because they just talk about the Cowboys and the Giants and the Jets all day and LeBron. People living in Indianapolis don't want to hear about that all the time. People living in middle America, they don't want to hear about LeBron and Aaron Rodgers and the Dallas Cowboys. 2.5 hours over 3-hour broadcast.
Now, Aaron said he's got a lot of Devontae Adams in him. It took years for those guys to build that connection and rapport. But if Garrett Wilson, that one route, if they can get that big route down where Aaron can let it go before Garrett's looking and then peek back to know where it's going to be, that's when that special kind of duel starts to take shape.
Those were Aaron Rodgers' debut in 2023. Jimmy G and Raiders to the Broncos. What should we expect from this Raiders offense?
Ball out, ball out, ball out. He's going to give them a bunch of options early on, and that's something that Jimmy Garoppolo is actually really good at. Remember, Jimmy Garoppolo started his career with it. This is what it looks like with the quick reads. I want you with the short in and then the basic. He's reading that defender in his zone coverage. If that defender drops back in that vision, kind of in that inside receiver right here, well, I'm just going to throw that short in. But he got his shoulder square. He's got vision on the short in. Maybe get it out right now, right behind him. There's that very quick decision. It was just kind of giving you that matchup, 1 versus 2. Back versus a linebacker who's shaded off the inside, not looking in. 2 things. Ball has to come out right now. It does. It's got to be on his part.
Well, you got to think the Raiders I think it was 8.5. You got to think they get to 9 wins this year if Garoppolo can stay healthy. He's not an elite quarterback, but he wins.
Quickly in the right one, then we have a ton of offense that we can go and get yards after the catch. So Josh is going to give Jimmy a bunch of options at the line of scrimmage. He's going to build the matchups. You got to do 2 things: get it out of your hands and give it the ball placement needed to run afterwards.
I wonder how much the weapons you rate in Las Vegas matter, right? Because the 49ers guys are least after quite a strong on paper in Las Vegas. Of course, you're getting ready for football on
Thanksgiving Day. Packers. Dallas and Washington, that seems like a yearly thing anymore. San Francisco, Seattle, that'll be a good game. Miami and the Jets. Who in the heck I forget who Washington even has a quarterback right now. Sam Howell. Yeah. That's up in the air. Who knows about Washington? That'll be a good game. If San Francisco's healthy, I'll look forward to watching Seattle and San Francisco. And it's in Seattle, so Seattle will have a little bit of an advantage there. Make it even better game. I think they got blown out at San Francisco last year. Jets are going to be better. They were competitive last year. They didn't have a quarterback. They've got a running back got hurt. If he stays healthy, even with Rodgers, they're going to be a better team. They've got a good defense. I wouldn't automatically crown Buffalo division champions either. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that highlight. LT with a pick on Thanksgiving for the Giants. Remember Leon Lett? That was a bonehead play for sure. Oh, I remember that. I think that was a junior in high school. I was a senior in high school when that happened. Stoyanovich, he went to IU. Barry Sanders. Boy, he was good. I think Barry Sanders and Walter Payton are the two best running backs I've seen. They both played on bad teams for a long time. Boy, they're not getting through these games. They are dragging this stuff out. This must be a 2-hour. Yeah, I thought this would be an hour broadcast. They're going to stretch this out to 2 hours. NFL Network doing the same thing. Yeah, they are. Well, this was probably an ill-conceived idea to do this, given how they cover things these days, dragging things out. I probably should have, like I said, recorded this, watched it on DVR, and broke it down this weekend. Well, another commercial. NFL Network. Joe Buck. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this. They're going way too slow. I don't want to be doing this till 10 o'clock. I didn't think to look to see. I don't know why I thought it would just be an hour, but we know that where they draw things out. This is a big event, so they're going to get those primetime dollars on this show for commercials. So, I'll try to record this if they do a replay and go through and maybe watch it this weekend and try to break it down a little bit. If you are looking to become a subscriber, down at the bottom of the screen there, you see that we're doing a promotion. Get 2 years for the price of one, $59. That ends Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. You can do that at TheCashmanwins.com. Take credit, debit, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and do it all there on the website. Again, 2 years, all sports for the price of one for $59, and that is at TheCashmanwins.com. So we gave out some leans on a few of these things that I liked. I'll go a little more in depth in this. Maybe we'll do a more condensed schedule release after I've watched this and made some more notes. But I don't want to sit here for another hour and watch this. I don't want to listen to Joe Buck, or I have zero interest in what they're talking about. So I'm just going to have to record it or wait until they put them on the internet tonight and break it down that way. So we'll keep an eye on that hockey total. They're at the second intermission. We need 2 more goals for that over to hit, and then we'll watch the over 5.5 for Seattle and Dallas tonight in the second game for the NHL playoffs. Well, enjoy your evening, everybody. Thank you.